We will call the City of Hayes Commission meeting of Thursday, December 2nd at 4 p.m. to order. All 5 commissioners are present. First item on the order of business is the approval or consideration of approval of minutes from the meeting of December 28th, or geez, Lord, December 8th, 2022.
I guess that's good
It's
enough.
Christmas time.
I have no changes.
No changes.
Okay, then they will stand approved as presented.
Mayor,
Yes,
if I
ma'am.
might, I'd like to add an agenda item for this evening, please. I'd like to add, wherever you see fit, consideration of filling the unexpired term of Commissioner Burgess.
Okay. All right, if you guys are okay with that, putting that after the Hayes happenings, is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that will be the new item number 8, or item number 9, I'm sorry. Okay, then we'll move on to item number 3, financial statement. Kim Rupp.
Thank you. This is a report of revenues and expenditures for the City of Hayes month ended November 30, 2022. Revenues in November totaled $3,365,219. That's an increase of $532,848 when we compare to last year. So notable areas of increased revenue: airport was up $289,000 for the continued CRISA funding for operations and projects. Court fines increased $9,400, and residential water consumption was up 6%, and business was up 7.5% for November. That translates into total revenue up $23,745. Year to date, total November consumption and revenue are up 2% respectively. Revenue decreases: airport improvement fell $124,000 due to funding at this time last year for the 422 runway light rehab. Transient guest tax for CVB was off $13,500 as compared to a year ago. Year to date, however, the tax is up $237,000, and transient guest tax ended the year $144,000 above budget. Expenditures in November totaled $2,616,985. That's an increase of $299,000. Some notable areas of increased expenditure: airport improvement fund expenditures were up $500,000 as compared to a year ago due to the ongoing work on the new airport fuel farm, beacon, and apron. Parks other contractual increased $40,000 for shelter house and restroom repairs. New polycarts in the storage building install increased solid waste reserve expenditures $118,000. And chemicals, water meters, valves and clamps, as well as a soda ash feeder and water line improvements increased water and water reserve expenditures $233,000. Some areas of decreased expenditure: capital projects expenditures were off $307,000 due to the 27th and the 230th and 55th Street projects a year ago. New equipment reserve fell from $32,400 for the purchase of a 3/4 ton pickup for the fire department last year. Parks Department parking lot and east multi-use path projects a year ago dropped special parks $181,000, and stormwater expenditures fell $229,000 due to ongoing Lincoln Tunnel work at this time last year. Month to date, general fund sales tax collections were at $736,273. That's another increase of $126,000 or 20.6% as compared to last year. Year to date, general fund sales tax is at $8,424,000, up $798,000 or 10.5% from a year ago. The 6-month average is at 9.8, which was a drop of 1% when we compared a year ago. Month to date, county sales tax collections were at $89,000, basically flat as compared to last year. And year to date, county sales tax is at $1,016,705. The report of top 10 quarter-to-date sales tax collections by classification was up $256,000 or 11%. Top 10 represents 73% of the total sales tax collections. Finally, the total par value of the U.S. Treasuries is $66 million with a weighted average yield to maturity of 2.06%, up 2% from a year ago. The total balance on the money market account on November 30 was $4 million with a current yield of 5 basis points. In December, we converted the money market account to a sweep account, which is an investment grade account. It's now yielding 1.95%. Total investments are up $6,663,921. Keep in mind, at this time last year, we were holding a fairly large balance in operating, trying to gain credits to offset the extremely low rates at the time in CDs and treasuries. Now the reverse of that practice indicates a large increase in investments, obviously.
Not sure what the motion is. I'll move to approve the November 30, 2022 financial statement.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Burgess, second by Commissioner Jacobs. Any additional questions or comments for Kim?
Good news. Keep it up, Kim.
I just have to laugh when he talks about our investments, that they're 2.06, that's up 2% from last year. Last year, 06, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We have to go back to, I think, April, it was April of 21 before we hit 2%.
Wow.
I think it was just because the court fines were up so much. That's what did it.
All right, if there's no other questions or comments, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Thank you, Kim. Citizen comments for non-agenda items. No? Chad? No?
Nobody's here to praise me. That's
No? Everybody's hiding from the cold. All right, nothing on the consent agenda, then we'll move on to the 2022 boundary resolution. Professor Rupp.
Good evening, Commissioners. Kim Rupp, Director of Finance. And a statute requires cities to pass a boundary resolution redefining the entire boundary line of the city whenever property is annexed into the city during a calendar year. A certified copy of the resolution is filed with the county clerk, the register of deeds, and the state transportation engineer. The tan on this map shows the new boundary of the city. The boxes in red are the newly annexed properties. Ordinance 4008 includes 2 tracks at 3100 East 9th. And I have to correct, in our memo, we did have that was for the microfactory. It's not. Apologize for that. That small sliver there is the Heart of America, and then the larger area is L&A Trucking. So there was 2 tracks, one ordinance, 2 tracks there. Ordinance 4014 is for the proposed fire station at 1732 West 41st Street. And basically a housekeeping item, so this is what we're asking for tonight.
And we move we approve resolution number 2022-017, redefining the boundaries or corporate limits of the city of Hays, Kansas.
second.
Motion by Commissioner Jacobs, second by Commissioner Burgess. Any questions or comments for Kim?
I think Commissioner Burgess had to read the resolution.
Read the whole boundary.
Yeah.
And if you mess up, you have to start over.
You start over from the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, they usually have to start at the end and work backwards.
Yeah, it is.
First where the new section is.
All right. If there are no comments or questions, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Progress time.
We like progress.
I saw some of it.
Happens every day. Good afternoon, Colin Belzer, Assistant City Manager. And for progress report, road repair, Service Division crews placed some hot mix asphalt at the curve of the intersection of General Custer and Reservation Road. It's a very localized road and it started to deteriorate around the curve, so our crews went and kind of helped shape it up and do a little improvements. On East 41st Street, they performed a few concrete street repairs. They removed and replaced some sections. About nearly 60 yards of concrete were used for the repair. Chief Higgins was invited to read to the Early Childhood Connections preschool program. This was actually a statewide effort called Kansas Reads to Preschoolers. Fort Hays State University's applied technology classes made progress on the Storytime project at Seven Hills. Work will be completed during the spring semester to finish it up. And construction of the Ark Park Playground's donor recognition display has begun. Transplanting has continued by the Parks Department. Trees have been transplanted to Kiwanis Park, Glassman, Spear Baseball, Softball Complexes, Bickelschmidt. So far, over 100 trees have been moved this fall and winter. And a picture on the right's of the new East Trail on the east side of town, or East Multi-Use Path. At Glassman Ballpark, Hayes Rec mentioned this project at their Joint Commission meeting, but the sidewalk additions at Glassman Ballpark have been completed, and so there is now access to each of the 3 fields. Members of the Hayes Police Department participated in No Shave November and were able to raise just under $1,500 to donate to Your Voice Through Cancer. They also participated in Tip a Cop event at Gellas for the Special Olympics, where they raised just under $1,300. That did stay. So they also did some defensive tactics training on December 13th and 14th. Water Resources maintenance staff responded to a water leak at 323 East 8th. It did repair on a very chilly night, but we're able to get that fixed. They repaired a leak at a fitting on the sports complex effluent line. And then Hayes and Russell met with Senator Moran, Marshall, and Representative to give them an update on the R9 project. City Manager Toby Doherty gave a presentation at the KMU Summit on water in McPherson. And then Hayes CVB assisted airport staff at the December 3rd Fort Hays State basketball game during the Pack Your Bags halftime promotion, where 4 contestants attempted to pack luggage to 35 pounds without going over. Winner Brooke McDowell received a SkyWest voucher for 2 round trips tickets to Denver or Chicago. CVB staff decorated the CVB vehicle and participated in the Frost Fest Illuminated Parade on December 11th. And then CVB brought tourism partners from the Strand Event Center and the press to create a one-night-only fundraiser event for United Way. CVB sponsored appearances by Santa and the Grinch. South Vine Street reconstruction project does continue. The main line or driving line of pavement has all been completed. However, there's some still intersection work at 12th Street, curb inlet replacements, and sidewalk remaining. Temporary pavement markings will need to be installed over the winter before a warmer spring will allow the weather to allow permanent pavement markings to be installed. Substantial completion date, still not quite sure, but they are in liquidated damages, as you know, and KDOT is not allowing a winter shutdown on this project either. On December 14th, J-Corp completed work on the 2022 water line improvement projects. The improvements used to be over there, but so there was a few projects, 3 streets in all, or 3 sections in all that they completed this year. And on December 2nd, TNT Builders completed the reconstruction of a concrete alley between 10th and 11th Street. TNT also did the alley by USD 489, and so those 2 projects were part of the 2022 street maintenance program for $134,000 for both those projects. And on November 23rd, M&D Excavating began work to reset the diameter concrete storm sewers and sections in Hickok Park. And that is progress report.
Thank you,
Stuff.
Colin. All right.
Here, I guess you need that.
Hayes Happenings, upcoming events. Melissa.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Melissa Dixon, Director of the CVB. Some things in January that I want to be sure you are aware of. The theme this month is indoor activities. Hayes Arts Council will present their 5-state photography exhibition. This actually opened up during the Winter Art Walk, but it will be running through February 10th down at the Arts Council. Sternberg Animal Encounters. This is a great time for kids to run around the museum and see some animals being fed. There's several opportunities over the holidays. This January 3rd one will be the last one for a little while. Chambers Ag Appreciation. If you know anybody in the ag industry, this is for them. So let them know, get their tickets so we can appreciate them. Taste of Hayes is a benefit for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Ellis County. That'll be January 15th, and it will be back in the Union again. Chinese New Year celebration will be at Fort Hays State University, January 19th in the evening, and the public is invited, absolutely, to come participate. The Bob Coon Prairie Classic Wrestling Tournament, January 20 and 21st at Hays High. And the Hays chapter of the National Wild Turkey Federation will have their annual banquet, January 21st, out at Ellis County Fairgrounds. And the Kansas Scholastic Chess Association will have their chess tournament here January 28th in the St. Joseph Parish, the old Kennedy School. And then there's a lot of great basketball, 5 games in the month of January. So get out there and support the Tigers. And then at the end of the month, the Chamber's annual awards banquet, January 31st. Be sure to get your tickets or a whole table and take advantage of that chance to celebrate accomplishments in our community. There's tons more on our calendar. If you have questions, well, how much is a ticket to this? Well, who's playing at the Paisley Pier this weekend? What's going on at the library? There's tons more on our calendar at visithays.com, so you can get answers to all your questions there. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Lots of fun indoor activities coming up.
Good idea.
Can we just have everybody call Sean if they want to know who's playing? We'll give out his phone number. His number is.
No.
Just honoring.
Sean's
No,
phone
thank
number
you.
is.
Mayor Reuter?
All right, well, Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes, thank you. It's the last night for our short timer here. I should quit calling him a short timer, Commissioner Burgess. And I thought, given the activity that we had interest, all the commissioners have received interest. I thought this might be a good night to bring that to conclusion and possibly discuss the replacement and nomination of a new commissioner. I appreciate those who reached out to me and other city commissioners showing interest in the seat. It's really big shoes to fill, and I mean that seriously. Michael has held a very important role with this group. Not that the rest of us don't know our numbers, but he might know them better. And I'm an ex-banker saying that. The fact that he goes through them like he does, I've learned a lot from him through the process. I have had one candidate that I know everybody has had an opportunity to at least talk to or knows about that I feel would be a great candidate for the job and is interested in it for all the right reasons. Anybody want anything to say before I make a nomination?
I'll just say that, I was also contacted by a few, and, they all ask questions, how much time it takes, and, and like I told everybody, just make sure you're doing it for the right reason. You're doing it for your community, not for yourself. And, the person I believe you're going to nominate, I think, is that person, but you're right, it's big shoes to fill, and you've been a great commissioner, Commissioner Burgess, but, we have to move on, and I think it'd be a good one.
And I think it's also important to note the people that did express interest. I hope they come when it becomes June 1st. We have some filings of those people interested in the position. But with no further ado, I'd like to nominate Citizen Elena Cunningham to fill the unexpired seat. And if it behooves everybody, I'd like to read the note that she wrote to all of us. Is that okay with everybody?
Good.
She said, "Dear Ms. Jacobs, I would like to formally inform you of my interest in filling the possible vacant city commission seat. My interest in this role comes from my desire to serve and do good. I have a lengthy experience of family members serving their communities, from my grandfather to my mother. In college, I was exposed to a motto to do good. I have taken this motto and tried to apply it in all aspects of my life. In my 12 years of residing in Hayes, I have engulfed myself in multiple areas of the community. Over the past 9 years, I have served and held multiple positions in the Hayes Downtown Development Corporation. I have served on the Hayes Med Foundation Board for the past 8 years and currently act as their president. I also currently serve on the Hayes Academic Booster Club in the role of secretary. I have served and held offices on the O'Laughlin Elementary PTA for over 10 years, as all 3 of my children attended. I have chosen and continue to choose to be very involved with community organizations, our children's academics and sports. I feel the dedication and time I place into each organization I assist not only fosters me to grow personally, but also allows our community to continue to become greater. I believe I can contribute to the City of Hayes and its citizens as a valuable resource. Sincerely, Elena Cunningham."
Thank you.
Now I'm going to motion. I was waiting for anybody to say that. I'd like to move that appoint? I'd like to move that we appoint Elena Cunningham to fill the unexpired term of Commissioner Burgess.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any additional comments or discussions on that?
Whenever you want to find somebody to do something important, find the busiest
Find the
person
busy
you can
one.
find. Find.
That's a good point.
It kind of fits.
What is time?
Right.
I've actually got to know Elena as a business owner and just different stuff she's been involved in, and just very impressed the way she goes about it. She's not afraid to do the work, and I'm excited to have you as a commissioner.
Yeah, I met with you and met with a few other people who were interested, and it's pretty refreshing to see people willing to step up and do this for their community. So thank you for offering your support to the city. It's going to be fun, that's for sure.
And I think it's important to note that Elena's been at, not, if not all, most of the meetings since she heard Commissioner Burgess was elected to a new position. I think that shows commitment starting right out of the gate.
I would agree.
All right, then I will call for a vote on that motion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Abstain?
I'll
Deny?
vote. I'll vote.
You'll vote, okay. Okay, perfect. Then that motion passes 5-0. Congratulations.
So for the record, Elena will be sworn in at the January 5th work session. We'll have the city clerk swear her in, and then she will take seat at that work session. It's the 5th, right, Andrea?
Perfect. All right. And then, Toby, you had a item you wanted to bring up.
Oh, yeah, one quick thing. Commission may recall that the 2022 budget included a new baler for the solid waste recycling facility. We handle our paper and cardboard. Because of the volume and how light it is, we bale it, compress it, and then put it on trucks and send it down to be recycled. In order to put the new baler in, the old baler had to come out, and that's happening this week. And there was an issue with the installation where the installer is having to do some work to modify the new baler as well as the electrical service. So we might be without a baler for a few days. So Jesse Rohr sent a public service announcement asking people to hold off on setting out their cardboard and paper recycling, because if we don't have much space and we have to put it in the landfill, and we do not want to put it in the landfill. So what we're asking is just please hold off on your cardboard and paper until you see a public service release that says, please set it out again. Hopefully we'll get it wrapped up early next week and get back to normal quickly.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Toby. All right. Then we'll move on to the next item, commission inquiries and comments. Commissioner Barrick.
Well, I'm glad everybody made it here and their cars started this morning. So hopefully everybody stays warm. Just as, you know, in honor of Michael, you know, I decided that, you know, especially since we like snakes at the city commission now, that we've decided to, you know, name one of our venomous snakes, our cottonmouth, is now named Michael Burgess. So yeah, anytime you ever want him to come over, you know, you can hang out with him. That'd be cool. But anyway, everybody stay warm and have a merry holiday season and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Commissioner Jacobs.
I wanted to take just a minute since we're having a really short meeting. At various times throughout the year, we've heard about the different awards our North Vine Street corridor has gotten, and it's kind of gotten lost, I think, in the process. So there's 7 of them. I don't think people realize, but I want to say them all at one time so people realize that we did do something really important in this community that is respected in a lot of areas. The first one was the American Concrete Institute Excellence in Concrete Construction. American Concrete Institute recognized at Awards Gala in Dallas, Texas. Institute of Transportation Engineers, Missouri Valley District Transportation Achievement Award for traffic engineers. Institute of Transportation Engineers National Transportation Achievement Award in traffic engineering. Kansas Ready Mixed Concrete Association, the Municipal Concrete Award. American Concrete Paving Association, Missouri, Kansas Chapter Excellence in Paving, Municipal Street and Intersection category, and the Kansas Society of Professional Engineers, the Smoky Valley Chapter Outstanding Engineering Achievement Award. I'm really proud of all of this. We all went through a lot through the process. First of all, identifying the need. Second of all, hearing why it wasn't important to a lot of people. But after it was done, finding out that it was important to a lot of people, not just for safety and moving traffic, but for economic development in our community. So I wanted to congratulate one last time everybody that was involved in that process, because it's pretty neat. I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Year's. We won't be back before New Year's. Be safe. Understand that we've got some very exciting things coming in the future. We will, as commissioners, will do our very best to bring all those to fruition, and we're anxious to have Elena on board. Congratulations.
Commissioner Musil.
I just want to ask Toby. Toby, I texted you last night and asked, there was some stuff going on Facebook, why the city didn't pre-treat the streets, and I tried to explain what I know, but you'd be a lot better. So could you explain why we didn't pre-treat last night?
Well, I had to ask myself because my direction to Public Works is when in doubt, put the brine down. Brine is cheap, usually very effective. The reason the Public Works Director didn't put it down is because the forecast was for the cold temperatures to move in ahead of the snow. And so brine works very good, especially when the temperatures are cold but warmer. But when you get close to zero, all the brine does is act like an attractant for the moisture. And so what Jesse was worried about, and this is, I mean, he checked with, they have actually, believe it or not, a matrix on when to apply brine and when not to. What he was worried about is if they would have put the brine down in the streets with even what little snow we had, it all would have stuck and immediately turned to ice with the sub-zero temperatures. And then once it's ice, it's very hard to get off. So what happened was there was some moisture that came down naturally, and then when the wind hit and the cold temperatures, it kind of evaporated the ice that was there. So it might not have been the call I made, but I think Jesse made the right call, and our streets were a lot better off this morning because of it.
I appreciate that because there's been a lot of people asking, and I knew you'd be able to explain it. And I always think the city's going to do their best to always on the side of safety, and I think they made. I mean, yeah, a lot of people were asking, but I think you made the right call, and I appreciate what. I just had a text. I think I sent Toby a little bit ago. Somebody saying that our city staff being out collecting trash today. Big kudos to those guys.
Big deal.
I mean, nobody wants to be outside in daylight today. So thank you to all your city staff, what they did, and or what they do, weather like this. But yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, everybody, and we had a great year this year, and let's keep it going next year.
Vice Mayor Burgess.
Let me get my formal statement out. Tell everybody what I think of.
I move adjourned.
Get his microphone off.
I don't have any I should probably have something a little bit more formal as my last commission meeting, but I really don't because I don't feel like I'm going very far. I've enjoyed my time. I've said this multiple times. I've appreciated being able to serve as city commissioner with these four, Ron Mellick prior. We've done some really great things. I very much want to appreciate Toby and the staff. Andrea, thank you for the reception this afternoon. The city is very well run, and Elena, congratulations to you for filling the seat. You'll find that very quickly. As I told the Ellis Commission earlier, this city commission earlier this week, I'm just moving up to a different position or up. I don't know if it's up or lateral, whatever it is. But I'm the eyes and ears for you now as the county commissioner for Ellis. Eyes and ears for you four, and you all know how to get a hold of me. I take that role seriously. I want to continue our relationship with that we've built with the city as I've served. So that's why I don't have too much more further to say.
I'm for one really excited, Michael. I think we're going to forge some partnerships between the city and county just because of the knowledge you're going to take with you there and then learning about that. So I'm looking forward to what's going to happen over the next couple of years.
Yeah, those progress reports, I do enjoy those each month. So we sat through 36 of them, and you get to take a little bit of pride as commissioners on those because a lot of those projects are things that we vote on, and then you get to see them put into action by the staff, and very few hiccups, and they get through fruition. Our community is a lot better for it, so I appreciate that. So wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll start off and just wish everybody a safe and happy New Year and Merry Christmas coming up. Please stay indoors and enjoy your family, and don't try to play outdoor football or anything like that during this time. And Michael, I wanted to thank you for your service to the city of Hayes. I know when you and I came on, it was a good run. We learned quickly how to do this, and I think you adapted really, really well. And like Sandy was talking about before, your information you're able to collect is just astounding to me. How you're able to go through all those numbers and get real in depth in it. And I know how involved you are in, meeting with staff and getting the details behind things that are moving forward. So Ellis County at large gets to see the great benefit that the city of Hayes got to see with your time here. So I'm really excited to look forward to what you can provide to the county as a whole. And can't wait to work with you in that capacity. They have a good group of people over there, and they're in the right place. And I think with you guys getting on there now, it'll be it can only get better. So I appreciate your willingness to serve in all these different capacities. It's been wonderful. And if you can, I'd like to go up front and present you with your key and your dedication for service
I can't. Move my
If you'd like,
trash
I
out of
mean.
the way. Well, thank you. Like I said, it's been a pleasure serving with you, really. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, it's been great, Michael. I appreciate your service to the community and wish you nothing but luck in the future. For staff and citizens, Merry Christmas, stay safe, and we'll see you in 2023.
Wow.
You like that?